Okay, please start.
And a very good morning to Dr. Hannah and my fellow classmates. So today our group group Bentley will present about 1MDB, which is One Malaysia Development Berhad. Next slide.
Please.
Thank you. So the current issue is Malaysia fines Deloitte for breaches in auditing 1MDB-Linked firm. The breaches committed by Deloitte, the statutory auditor for Bandar Malaysia and its holding company 1MDB, were outlined by the Malaysian Securities Commission under the Capital Markets and Service Act. The regulator found that Deloitte had failed to charge its statutory obligation despite having found irregularities when auditing Bandar Malaysia and 1MDB in 2015 and 2016. Next slide, please. Okay. The breaches were serious in nature and may have had a material effect on the ability of Bandar Malaysia to fulfill its obligation in repaying sukuk holders under the Sukuk Murahabah program, which is a financial certificate compliant with Islamic law. The 4 breaches committed by Deloitte under the Capital Markets and Service Act include failing to carry out the audit of Bandar Malaysia's financial statement in accordance with applicable standards of auditing, failing to update sufficient appropriate audit evidence to support the conclusion in the audit report, failing to exercise sufficient professional skepticism during the audit, and failing to report certain matters to the Audit Committee of Bandar Malaysia and the Board of Directors of 1MDB. The maximum penalty provided for under the Act was imposed on Deloitte, which was fined 2 million Malaysian ringgit. An additional fine of 200,000 Malaysian ringgit were also levied against the firm for failing to send a copy of the audited final report to Independent Corporate Trustee Company, M-Trustee, within 7 days after it was furnished to Bandar Malaysia. The breaches committed by Deloitte highlight the importance of auditors discharging their statutory obligation diligently with professional skepticism. The Capital Market and Services Act provide for penalties for breaches, and auditors must ensure that they comply with the applicable standards of auditing and report any irregularities to the appropriate parties. Thank you.
Next person will continue, right? Okay.
So the relevant law involved the breaches committed by Deloitte were under the Capital Market and Services Act, specifically Section 244 and 245 of the Capital Market and Services Act. Section 244 requires auditors to comply with the standards set by the Malaysian Institute of Accountants when carrying an audit. Section 245 mandates auditors to report any irregularities to the appropriate authorities. Deloitte was charged for failing to discharge its statutory obligation as an auditor despite having found irregularities when auditing Bandar Malaysia and 1MDB. Deloitte was fined for failing to send a copy of audited final report to independent corporate trustee Malaysia trustee within 7 days after the report was furnished to Bandar Malaysia.
Okay, for the sanction given, the Security Commission has imposed penalty on Deloitte amounted to 1.4 million ringgit for breaching auditing standards as they failed in its audit on firm link to the 1MDB scandal. The Security Commission also said Deloitte had committed 2 breaches under Section 276, Clause 3, Clause B of the Capital Markets and Service Act 2007 for its failure to immediately report to the Commission, as stated by Arif earlier. So as a result, Deloitte was additionally fined 800,000 ringgit for failing to discharge its statutory obligation. So since then, because of that, Deloitte was ordered to appoint an external consultant to review its audit processes and to ensure compliance with relevant auditing standards and guidelines in the future. Okay, thank you.
Maisara, your mic.
Okay, sorry. I will continue the presentation with the prevention from being charged. The first thing Deloitte need to do is keep all the documents related to the audit work that has been done. The purpose of keeping this document is to support his defense as evidence of audit work done doing according to the established standard. Next, Deloitte need to seek legal advice from law firm. This is to ensure that the advice received is in accordance with the law that have been set in Malaysia. A lawyer can help to make a defense in court. Finally, Deloitte need to increase the accountability of the auditors who work in their firm. This is to ensure that employees at the firm do the audit fairly and without bias. The audit opinion issue coincide with the standard that have been set. Auditors should present their opinion independently. Okay, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Afton. I will continue with what a young auditor or secretary could learn from this case. Okay, for the first one is negative effect of corruption. This is because the misappropriation of billions of dollars from a state-owned development company had significant consequences for Malaysia, including damage to the country's reputation and also economy. This is also can cause global implications since the misappropriated funds was traced to account in countries around the world. The second one is the need for strong oversight. To prevent from the corruption to occur and to minimize the chance for the employee to undergo corruption. The next one is check the outgoing of the money from the fund. This is to ensure that the public funds are used for their intended purpose. And the last one is the importance of an independent and effective legal system. This is to hold those who engage in corruption accountable and deter others from engaging in similar activities. That's all from our group. Thank you.
Any question? Anyone? Do you have any question? Okay. Good presentation. Thank you very much.